Here's what's up. 1972 was kind of a dud, but thankfully Billboard managed to turn things around in 1973 in a big way. I'd say this is the best collection of songs we've had so far in this series. We're gonna get into all 20 songs, but before that, if you haven't checked out the earlier installments in this series, I urge you to consider doing that. It'll remind you of all my scoring criteria and whatnot. And as always, we will begin this list with some honorable mentions.
Very superstitious, writings on the wall. The Colorado Rocky Mountain High. I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. And you're a star in the fair of the sky. He's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia. Leaving on the midnight train. Yeah. Smoke on the water. Say live and let die. Live and let die. People keep on learning. Soldiers keep on warring. Are you reeling in the years? Stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine? You go back, Jack, do it again. Lord, I was born a rambling man, trying to make a living and doing the best I can. I ain't Jack, I ain't Jack. When will those clouds all disappear? Money, get away. Get a good job with more pay and you're okay. Come on and take a free ride. Come on and sit here by my side. Come on and take a free ride.
Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home.
Half-breed, that's all I ever heard. Half-breed, how I love to hate the world.
Starting out with a pretty good one. This one has a lot of sonic similarities to Indian Reservation by Paul Revere and the Raiders, which, if you remember, was covered in the 1972 video. And if you also remember, I quite like that song. Half-Breed, though, is definitely much more personal. It's basically Cher airing out all of her grievances with being half Native American, half white, and all of the problems that have arisen because of that. The song is super intense. There's a level of lyrical honesty that I just don't think is present in many older songs. Most singers from this time would have probably found a way to dance around this topic, or otherwise not address it, but not Cher. Cher has always been one of a kind. And for that, I salute you, Cher, and I give this song an A.
You are the sunshine of my life. Yeah. That's why I'll always stay around.
It's our first Stevie Wonder sighting on the Billboard charts, pun intended. This is just one of those songs that is instantly likable and infectiously happy. The kind of song that I'm sure anyone from any time period can enjoy. It's a musical niche that Stevie Wonder managed to hit on again and again, and it's what made his music so timeless. 2 songs in and already 2 A's. This is a nice change of pace from the last video.
Little Willie, Willie won't go home, but you can't push Willie round. Willie won't go.
Dangerously close to My Ding-a-Ling territory with that title, but unlike that song, This one doesn't absolutely suck, so I give it a pass. An important thing to remember when we talk about Billboard year-end charts from years past is that if there's a song title on there that you've never heard of, 9 times out of 10 that song is going to end up being in C tier. Like Little Willie. There's nothing wrong with this song. It's actually ever so slightly catchy. But this is just a song that belongs in the background, like on an oldies radio station at a restaurant, or in the end credits of a movie no one knows about. It just doesn't stand out enough to be recognized in the same tier as the legitimate good songs. So for that reason, it's going in C tier.
Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away.
Here's a song that does stand out. Unlike Little Willie, I don't doubt that most people alive today know this song and could sing along with it. It's lived on for a reason. There's an unmistakable vibe and emotion you get from this song that is just missing from most forgotten songs. For that reason, Drift Away shows no signs of ever being forgotten and will be going in A tier. The Edgar Winter Group is most known nowadays for a different song from the same album, which, if you paid attention to the honorable mentions, was Free Ride. For the life of me, I have no clue why that song didn't make it onto the year-end top 20 instead of this one. The idea of a song like Frankenstein ever charting in today's day and age is completely preposterous. It's entirely instrumental, it has a minute-long percussion solo, and overall it just does not have a radio-friendly sound. It's really hard to believe the same band that made Free Ride, a song that has lived eternally on classic rock radio, made this song too. They sound nothing like each other. Which is not to say it's bad. Quite the opposite, actually. I think this song is honestly pretty good. The instrumentals are super interesting, and despite it having no lyrics, there is not a boring moment to be found here. I won't be giving it an A, mostly because I'm one of those whack jobs that likes having lyrics in his pop music, but I think this song is certainly deserving of a B.
Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones.
This one doesn't need a drawn-out explanation. It's a C. It's textbook C material. If the first 5 seconds of this song aren't enough to convince you of that, then I don't know what to tell you. C tier.
Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by?
This is one of those songs that has been released by many different singers, so it's hard to really compare any versions with each other. Me personally, my favorite version, and probably the version that is more well known by modern listeners, is by Tanya Tucker from a year prior. This version is definitely not bad, but I just think there's something missing from it in comparison to the version by Tanya Tucker. If this was the Tanya Tucker version, I'd give it an A, but this one, I'm gonna have to go B here. Here's a song about an interracial romance, released at a time when sensitivities around that subject matter were, let's just say, not at the level they are today. Even ignoring that, the most sure way to tank the stock of your pop song is to have a lead singer who isn't good at singing. Whoever the frontman for Stories is, dumbass band name, I'm sure he's a good guy, I'm sure he's talented in many other ways, but I'm sorry, his voice is just irritating. I can appreciate a song from 1973 trying to make a statement about racial relations and tensions, but at the end of the day, a song is either good or it's not. And this one is just simply not. It's only the second best song ever with a chorus of repeated Louis. So this song will be going into D tier.
My name is Michael, I got a nickel shiny and new.
What is this, Sesame Street? A grown man singing about how when he's down, he imagines himself at a playground full of children. It's pretty odd, wouldn't you say? This song absolutely suffers from that early 70s childish syndrome that afflicted many songs from around this time, made all the more painfully noticeable by the presence of a children's choir and the singer harmonizing with a kid during the chorus. Yes, I have a heart. Yes, I believe there is a place for music made for children. I just happen to believe that place is not the Billboard charts. This is like if Baby Shark were an actual serious piece of music released by like Ed Sheeran or something. So this song is also going in D tier.
That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia.
This song is similar in title and structure to The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down. It's a purely storytelling kind of song. Most people would probably attribute it to Reba McEntire, as she released a version of this song in 1991, but for now, we're on Team Vicky. See, these are the kinds of country songs I like the most, the kind that read almost like musical campfire stories. In a world where most pop music is either dumb love songs, or even dumber breakup songs, it's nice to hear a song once in a while that's about a man getting executed for a crime he didn't commit, but totally would have if given the chance. While I don't love this song to an A tier degree, I do enjoy it enough to give it a B+.
Touch me in the morning.
Man, this is boring as hell. C tier.
You're so vain. Song is about you.
Here we go, a song so iconic and mysterious that some guy once paid Carly Simon $50,000 to reveal to him who it was about. What we know for sure about You're So Vain is that it is actually not directed to any one man, but is rather a composite of 3 different ones. The only one whose identity has been made public is Warren Beatty. Hopefully they don't make him announce who the other 2 winners are. Anyway, this is a classic bitter breakup song, probably the best I Dated a Narcissist anthem that's ever been made, and it is going in A tier.
When I go round in circles, when they fly high like a bird up in the sky.
Billy Preston is a phenomenal pianist and overall musician, and has made songs that I like a lot. Unfortunately, this one isn't really one of them. I mean, it's fine. It's just not more fine than C tier. Of all of Elton John's songs, this one seems the most tailor-made for karaoke. Either this or Don't Go Breaking My Heart. In my experience, people either love this song or absolutely hate it. Which side am I on? Well, obviously I love it. You gotta have some kind of deep, unresolved demons in your soul to possibly not bump to Crocodile Rock. Easy A tier.
What have I ever done to deserve even one of the pleasures I've known?
First off, gotta give a big RIP to Chris Christopherson, who passed away just 2 months ago. Most sources have Chris as a singer-songwriter first and actor second, which is certainly a choice. I don't much care for his singing ability, but you know what? He sounds like he's trying his best. This song isn't too remarkable, but I can definitely feel the sadness and weariness he was going for, so that earns a few points. I'm still gonna put Why Me in C tier, but because this song made me feel a hint of any other emotion besides bored, I'll grant it the rank of C+.
My love does it do.
Ah, Wings. The Buzz Lightyear to the Beatles' Woody. Paul McCartney endured many creative ups and downs in his solo years, and I think My Love fits right in as the most snooze-worthy piece of music ever conceived by an ex-member of the Beatles. C tier.
I've been really trying, baby.
This is another song that I feel comfortable in saying is known universally. If you ask a random person on the street what the ultimate lovemaking song is, I hope they'd answer with this one. I can't imagine what horrors some people played during that time. I've always believed the telltale mark of a true classic is the ability to recognize it within the first second. And yeah, I'd say Let's Get It On passes that test. A tier.
Killing me softly with this song, killing me softly with this song.
1972 to 73 was just Roberta Flack's era, I guess. Just like last year, Roberta Flack finished 1973 as the winner of both Record of the Year and Song of the Year, and while this song didn't quite reach #1 at year's end, it was still top 3. I definitely like this one way more than last year's. While last year's felt aimless and droning, this one packs way more of an emotional punch and is just more pleasant to the ears in my opinion. Unlike last year, this time Roberta Flack will be joining the A tier.
Leroy Brown. baddest band in the whole downtown. Better than old King Kong, and meaner than a junkyard dog.
I love this song. We managed to get a vaudeville type song to top the charts in 1973, and honestly, Billboard is better for it. This song is endlessly catchy and memorable, so much so that the name Leroy Brown is now synonymous with a certain macho archetype. This was also the final song released before Jim Croce's 1973 death, so I'd say he went out on a good one. A tier.
Oh, tie a yellow ribbon around the old tree.
Okay, how does this keep happening? Tony Orlando and Dawn have popped up on these charts a number of times, and I hadn't ever bothered to learn more about them until now. Apparently they were given a variety show by CBS in 1974, which served as the successor to the Sonny and Cher show, so yeah, who knew? Nowadays, anyone under the age of 60 probably has no clue who they are. Probably for the best, since they make nothing but NPC music. Of all their C-tier inhabiting songs I have covered, I'd probably say Knock 3 Times is my favorite, with this one likely being my least favorite. It's the least interesting of the bunch. C-tier. Now that we've wrapped up the top 20, you know what time it is. It's time for me to list out my 3 worst and 3 best songs of the year-end chart. Starting with the 3 worst, I'll go My Love, Brother Louie, and Playground in My Mind. You knew the 2 D-tier songs from today would be here. Playground in My Mind is just too wishy-washy and infantile for my liking, and Brother Louie is just not appealing to listen to, especially on account of the lead singer's lack of talent. For my 3rd spot, I decided to give it to My Love, not because it was noticeably worse than any other song in C tier, but because it was truly the most boring song out of the bunch, which, at least it stood out in that way. Now for my 3 best, I'll go Crocodile Rock, Bad Bad Leroy Brown, and You Are the Sunshine of My Life. From the start, the top 2 spots were secure. I just love both of these songs a ton. The 3rd spot was a bit trickier, since this year had way more A-tier songs than usual. Ultimately for me, it came down to Crocodile Rock or Let's Get It On. While I would say that Let's Get It On is a more recognizable and iconic song to the average person, this is my ranking, and I would be remiss if I didn't give this spot to the song I personally like more, which ended up being Crocodile Rock. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back for the next one. Take care.
I love it when you call me Big Papa. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. I love it when you